Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button.
Welcome back. It's the Marvelous One coming at you for another episode of the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. I got the usual crew with me, Philasophikal, Don Juan, and today we have a guest co-host, Danny, joining the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But before we get into the show, let me get some stuff off my chest, y'all. Okay? All right. It's official. We stink. That's just it. We stink. I mean, as simple as that. We stink. But I'm not mad. I'm not surprised by it. It's just hard to see with my own eyes how bad we stink. I mean, I predicted it. I warned my fellow Saints fans that this organization was a fool to put the season in the hands of Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton. I mean, I know what you're thinking. The Saints offense is third in the league in offensive yards, which is true, but it's all garbage yards. We've been blown out with the Panthers, with the Falcons. We were blown out by the Arizona Cardinals, and all the yards came towards the end of the game. It's terrible, man. I mean, and don't get me wrong now, maybe 10 years ago, if Andy Dalton was on the team, I would like it, young Andy Dalton, but not this Andy Dalton. I saw enough in Dallas and Chicago the last two seasons. He's not that guy anymore. I mean, I know Don Juan could tell me a little bit more. He's seen him twice a year when he was in Cincinnati, but I could believe that. But look, hey, and I know what people are thinking is the defense is the problem, not the quarterback. And I'm not going to even get into Jameis Winston. I've seen 8 seasons. It's just not good, period. But anyway, but when you're making mistakes with this offense, you can't sustain drives. You have turnovers that lead to pick six, fumbles return for touchdowns. That's impossible for any defense, even the 85 Bears or the 2000 Ravens. I think that was the 2000 Ravens, right, with Tony Banks. Okay, I've said enough when I brought up Tony Banks' name, right? Right? So now let's look at the game with the Cardinals. We had a 14-7 lead with a chance to score again in the red zone. And guess what Andy does? Andy throws a pick in the end zone, right? Eliminating the chance of even 3 points to add to the lead, to take a 10-point lead. And then he ends the second half with 2 straight pick sixes. I mean, ultimately, Dennis Allen was like, you know what? Let's just take a knee with 40 seconds left in the game. I mean, it's just, in the words of Charles Barkley, it was terrible. And I'm sick of it. So with that, Don Juan, how you feeling about your Ravens, man? I saw you guys had a big win. Tell me something.
Man, I thought I was gonna have to gas up the car and drive up to 95, man, because we like I said before, we've been winning all halftime battles. I mean, it's not a game that we went into halftime without the lead. It's the halftime adjustments what really killed us, traversing into the from third to fourth quarter. So I really shouldn't stop watching the game until like the fourth quarter because that's when everything all the brake pads fall off and everything, man. But we kind of held it together. One thing I can say is that they shortened the package what we had. I like the fact that they weren't trying to go too far and try to open up the aperture as far as trying to go downhill all the time. We ran the ball. We ate a lot of the clock. A lot of that clock was getting eaten up in Baltimore. And I think when you say be a bully or get bullied, I think we bring that back to reality. And some people, you felt the energy in the stadium and it felt right. From what I get from some of the fans. So I the numbers weren't as glorious as I would like it, because I played a fantasy league too. So he stalled me, and I ain't gonna even talk about with him and my tight end. Boy, them two didn't add up to like 10 points apiece. But at the same time, I'll take the W and I'll run off with it because at the end of the day, I'd rather win ugly than lose with high big numbers. So it's not about the fantasy league; it's about putting things in the win column. So I'm kind of proud of that. So I'll take that and run. I'll run out the door with it.
Hey, no doubt about that. Like I always tell people, there's no column for almost, right? It's either W or L. Period. I don't care how you lost it or how you won it. you'll want it. So,
Facts, not stats.
no doubt. All right. Well, Philosophical, I know your boys were on a bye this week, so we're gonna go over to Danny. Hear what she has to say about her Commanders with the big win over the Packers. Let you know, Danny. Don Juan going
Hey.
ahead and picked them. He picked them. He said they would beat them.
Hey, number 4 came through. Number
Mm,
4 came through. When you hit Scary Terry, you bound to win.
mm.
And for some reason, Wentz couldn't do that. I don't know what was going on with that, but hopefully we got a high hand and can somewhat catch up to this NFC East. Hopefully.
No doubt, no doubt.
So,
Well, I mean, it seemed like you were getting ready to touch upon Taylor Heineke, right? So, I mean, how do you feel about the
yeah.
direction of the quarterback situation there?
Okay, let me just say this, right? I don't think Heineke is the answer, but he's answering questions right now, right? And that's what we need, right?
That's a good way of putting it.
We're trying to get through the season, and what I think the biggest difference is that Heineke is he's like a tiger cub. He doesn't know what it's like to have a real injury in the NFL, right? He don't know what it's like to be on crutches and got to get MRI and all of that. And Wentz knows that all too well, right? And you can see it in his face. So I just think it's like, yeah, he don't want that smoke. And Taylor's like, what smoke? Is smoke out there? Let me see. Let me find out. So he just has the eye of the tiger, right? And I just think it's a good Cinderella story right now because if you watch the game, the stadium was on fire. Like we were so amped. I mean, I follow all the fans on Twitter and Instagram and all that. Everybody was hyped. Like we going to the game. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. So I mean, just seeing how the crowd and the team responds to Heineke versus Wentz, there's a big difference. Like I was saying, oh, our O-line is garbage. O-line is garbage. Wentz is on his back. Taylor Heineke only got sacked, I think, once, twice at the most the whole game. I said, well, wait a minute now. Something's going on in the locker room that we don't know about because O-line held up very well.
You know what? Well. You know what? That's those intangibles, right? The energy players bring to the field. Sometimes players like Wentz, he just doesn't have that energy to inspire his teammates. And like you say, Heineke seems to bring that energy to the fans and to his teammates. So maybe that's something there.
And you even saw that when Alex was out there. You even saw a difference between Alex and Taylor. So it's just he has that it. I just hope he can just work on the fundamentals a little bit more and get more, time on the field. But I was excited. I'm looking forward to the next game, and hopefully we can get a W there.
Okay, well, looking further out into the future, I mean, where do you see the team finishing at the end of the season? Final record, playoffs. What you thinking?
I'm not. I try my best to be a realistic fan, right? I have many Super Bowls within the regular season, right? I don't ever want to go to work when Dallas beats us. So I'm like, can we beat Dallas? Can that be a main focus for us? Can we do that? So I'm not claiming playoffs because we got just too much going on. We have too much going on. But I'm just saying, just take it 1 week at a time. Taylor, don't try to do too much. Just take it down by down. Hit Scary Terry. Hopefully Doc's can be back. And if we get it on both sides, the left and the right, I think we could be competitive. That's all I want to be. It's competitive.
So 7-10. I got you.
I mean, no, I'm just being honest. Let me tell you something. Elite teams, you see elite teams in 2-minute offenses. I mean, every time we go for 2, I just want to reach through the screen and choke the heck out of Ron. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Why are we doing that? So I'm not saying we're elite. I'm saying take it game by game. But you can't have somebody on the roster that is talented and making all this money and never throw the ball to him. That is absurd.
That's true.
So why Scott want to call the play to throw to Scary Terry when Heineke has the ball versus Wentz? I don't know. But let's just do what's working and take it game by game.
I hear you. And you know what? I love the nickname. the Scary Terry nickname. That's what's up, and it seemed like he's coming to life with Taylor Heineke back there. So that's what's up. So
Yeah.
so I see you got your throwback uniform on. You got
Hey,
the
and you gotta respect Doug.
can
It's
I
a
say
Doug.
Redskins on air?
It's
I
a
don't know
Doug.
if I can say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you see
Is
it.
that a
Yeah,
slur?
you see it. Yeah, you see it right here.
Yeah.
Well, no, I have a new name.
I don't
Hey,
know.
hey,
I have a
don't
new
Kanye
name.
West it. Don't Kanye
Yeah,
me up,
I
boy.
don't want to
Kanye
be like
West it.
Kanye and get
No,
canceled.
no. I have a new name. I
Okay,
have a new name for my team.
okay.
And it's not the Commanders. I don't know who they are, but I've coined this term right here. I'm a Reds Commanders fan. See it? Reds Commanders.
Reds
That's
Commander.
me.
Okay,
Yeah, I look,
so
copywriting it. I'm gonna have all the shirts. Everybody that sees it is like, that's hot. I'm like, that's me. I don't answer to Commanders. That's some foolishness.
well, I think that answers my next question. Well, what's your thoughts on the new team image and name? And I think you kind of summed it all up.
You know
Not good.
why? Because it's like I took no thought whatsoever, right? I'm like, we went from Washington football team waiting patiently for 2 years for you to come up with something that some semi-pro ball team had. It's like, really?
It's like they
You know,
spent 2 years and that's the best you can come up with,
two
right?
years. And I'm telling you, if you look on all of the like Twitter, all of the social media platforms, we wanted something with red in it. Red Wolves was number one. We wanted Red Wolves, right? Because we were gonna act a fool. We were gonna call the stadium the den. We were gonna be howling every play. We could still use HTTR. We could still work that into a song. And that just threw us all off. Like, if you go on social media right now and see all the songs that people are trying to come up with, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Everything about it is pathetic, you know.
You
So
can't blame Daniel Snyder for not wanting to pay up the money for those names. So that's kind of what it was. He didn't want to pay the money for those names. They were
I
owned by
don't
one
know.
guy.
I don't even know if that's what he was thinking. I really feel like our owner was like, how can I just destroy everything that this organization stood for, all the heritage, all the whatever? I think that's what he sat around with all his cronies. I'm like, and you got Doug Williams. I'm gonna smack him now. It's like, Doug, straight up, not smack him because this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But I want to really have a conversation with this brother. You can't be an advocate talking about assaulting people. But I really want to walk in the room and be like, Doug, you suck. Like, really?
Yeah, I know.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, considering Daniel Snyder and all in this situation right now, right? I mean, do you think the NFL is going to force him to sell a team?
Well, I didn't think they would force him to change the name, but that happened. I don't know. I don't know because you got to get majority to sign off on that. I don't know. I don't know, but he just really should. He just really should. I think just to go his own way, start anew, him and Tanya move somewhere and do something different with all that money that they have. They really should, unless somebody who really cares about this team and want to build it up have it. Because clearly, like, I don't know whether we're hiring. I can't even say hiring. I kind of feel like we have like high school kids on the marketing team and the PR team. Is like, how do you get the crest? You rolling out something supposed to be so new, the name and all of the Pantone colors don't matter. Everybody knows in marketing. The Pantone colors are important and they all have numbers associated with it, right? So it's like the burgundies don't match and the stripe on the helmet. It's just like, this is just so wrong on every level. Stop it.
I appreciate you telling us that because I would have never thought about that. The mesh of the colors just didn't
The
work.
mesh of the colors, I mean, it's just like, it's supposed to be an unveiling, but somebody across the street takes a picture 3 days before. It's just like, oh my Lord. It's just when you thought you couldn't get any more embarrassed, you do, right? So that's what I still love the team.
I have a question. How do you think with the amount of negative publicity you having, your ability to attract talent. Because I look at your roster and I see that you're going to need to add some pieces around you. You got a pretty
Yeah.
solid defense, but with all the negativity that you have surrounding you, how you going to attract, positive players to come to your organization?
Well, that's another problem. We need to first get. We need to. One thing that I loved about back in the day, right? And I just got to go to the heyday for a minute. Everybody loved Coach Gibbs. Like, you respected that brother. You respected people on the team. It was like a certain culture that you liked, and it was across the board or whatever. It's like you got to change the culture for real, not just start hiring people to say, oh, I have this ethnic group on my roster or whatever. You got to really be doing some things that matter. Like, I hate the fact that our team is where legends come to die, like to get your last check and check out. And it's been happening for a while, right? Deion Sanders was like on his last leg when he had on that. He was looking fine though in that little burgundy suit when he came. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, I just don't. The Hainsworth, there's just like the Fitz Magic, all of that. You gotta
Bruce Smith.
stop that.
Yeah.
That's one thing you gotta respect
Hainsworth,
about
yep.
certain teams is like, if you're not elite, we don't want you because we're trying to win, right? And I don't think they will want to come because it doesn't seem like that's what our focus is, right? So who wants to do that? We don't have a GM and haven't had one for a while to even recognize talent, or either you get talent here and you don't put them in the scheme they need to be in. So it seems like they don't have talent, i.e. Preston Smith, until you go to another team and be balling out in a Pro Bowler and this and that, or we trade away everybody that is good to get somebody who's not good. So it's just like, who wants to be involved in that unless you in the draft and you have to go? You are drafted to this team,
Right. Right.
So it's just a lot from the top that we need to start with that. We need to pull a Panthers move, even though we're sometimes donned as the Commanthers for that reason, just taking stuff from whatever. I mean, just you're right. So we need to just get rid of everybody. Just like get rid of everybody and just start over, top down.
I think one of the main issues is I spoke with this with my father. He's a big Redskins Commanders fan. One, he said he probably will not root for them until Daniel Snyder sells the team. Right, that's one. Two, I think the main issue is when you change the name, you guys kind of gutted the tradition of the Redskins and Commanders, right? And it's like, and three, it's not a good experience going to a Commanders game. The stadium is old. The amenities are outdated. The coaching's bad.
Yeah.
Not only are you hiring old players, you're hiring old coaches.
Yes.
And it's like she said, it's a culture issue. I just feel like there's a lot of old habits still within the Commanders management that they really got to clean up. And it's probably they got to get some of that. And it probably started when they moved out of RFK. That's probably when it really started, when they moved out of RFK and moved into over the Landover, where it really just not a good experience.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think your best chance of success was back when you had Mike Shanahan, right? Even looking at think about this. No, just hang on for a second.
Indeed.
Not just
speak on it.
Not just RG3, right? He drafted Kirk Cousins, who's got a long career in this league, but he also had a lot of young, good coaches who are now, one is a Super Bowl champion.
Exactly.
Yeah, head coach, Super Bowl champion. And you got another one, his son, who's doing a great job in San Francisco and got him to the Super Bowl. So it seemed like you had the right coaching staff in place, but the owner interfered with a lot of that stuff and ticked off Mike Shanahan. And
Shanahan needed to go.
The owner gave a lot of power to Shanahan.
No, he didn't. And didn't want RG3. That's why he drafted another quarterback.
He wanted Tannehill.
No, he drafted Kirk Cousins. I don't know who he wanted in that draft, but he did not want to trade up to get RG3. So there
but
was
let's
some
talk about
conflict. There was some conflict with the owner. So I think,
yeah.
yeah,
Again, we
Yeah.
talking culture now because a couple of things that happened. The owner wanted one person, the
right.
coach wanted somebody else, right? And y'all playing these little games, favorites, and now there's a problem in the locker room,
Exactly.
and then you making Kirk Cousins like, oh, I don't want you. So now he's talking to his agent. I'm just gonna get my stats right so I can get a bunch
Right.
of money. Again, culture. Nobody's falling in
Yeah.
place. Not to mention we had a crazy GM that I don't even know what the heck he was thinking about. It's just been
Yeah.
a train wreck.
So it seems like when you finally got it right, you ran the guy out.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think Daddy Shanahan should have stayed. I think he should have gone on somewhere else and let Kyle
I
run
don't think
it.
he should have stayed either. Because his play
Because
calling was
it
so
was
outdated.
exactly, and he was
His
rigid,
play
and it's
calling
like,
was so outdated, Marvin.
yeah,
His play
yeah,
calling was so outdated. And then
yeah.
So
let's keep it real.
Did you
Snyder
see
has
what
an
he was doing with
advantage.
RG3?
yeah, he was doing RPOs. Nobody in the league was doing that.
Did you see
And we
what he was
stole
doing with
that, and
RG3?
the Ravens
Did you
stole it.
see?
The Ravens
So
stole that offense, and the
let's
49,
49ers.
49 stole it.
Everybody
so
stole it.
let's start
I'm
there
talking
though.
about
Let's
the
start there though.
overall.
Look what he was doing with RG3. Let's look at it. That's all he was doing with RG3. Every
So
play.
Right.
what? It won. And the
The
49ers did the
rookie year,
same thing.
okay.
And they
His
went to the
rookie year,
playoffs.
his
And
rookie
I
year, okay.
destroyed his career right there.
No, that one play
Exactly.
when he kept him in one too long.
Yes. When he was
His
injured, he should have
rookie,
took him out. RG3 wouldn't take
his
himself out. He should have saved him from himself.
well,
Right.
a lot of it was play calling, and a lot of it was RG3.
I don't know how you
RG3
can
didn't
say
learn
play
how to
calling.
slide.
How
Play
you can
calling
say
was
play
great.
calling and it was scoring
No,
and
play
winning?
calling was not great. Play calling was not great. Are you
Y'all had
Wow.
the Ravens is the top notch defense that we had. Y'all had us on our heels.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys,
true.
Let's talk to Danny. I mean, this is October, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Why don't you tell us what's going on out there? How our listeners can get involved?
Well, there's plenty of ways you can get involved. And I'm just, first of all, thankful that the NFL has gotten involved since we're talking about NFL. Of course, over the past few years, I say past 10 years, there's been a lot of different players involved in domestic violence situations that they had to really address. So I'm glad that the awareness is there, because whether you know it or not, 1 in 4 women experience domestic violence, and 1 in 7 men experience domestic violence. And you might be saying, oh man, no guy won't let a lady hit on him or whatever. But it's not, domestic violence is not just a physical aspect. There's a financial aspect to it. It could be spiritual. It could be emotional, psychological. It can be, manifested in different forms, and it happens all the time. I know several guys currently in situations, and you might not want to leave because of your children, or you don't want to be embarrassed, you don't want to call the police because of certain things, but it happens more frequently than you know. And one of the things that I do as a domestic violence awareness advocate, I'm actually a storyteller for the House of Ruth, Maryland, out in Baltimore. One of the things we do bystanders training as well, right? And what does that mean? You personally may not be involved in domestic violence, but maybe your coworker is, maybe your neighbor, whomever. So you just being more aware of what you can do as a bystander or a victim or even an abuser, because we have abuser training as well, right? And another thing that you may not know is that sometimes you can be an abuser and a victim simultaneously. When you're in a toxic relationship, how you handle certain things, how you speak to people, how you retaliate, So it is quite a challenge, and it's a challenge globally. It's an epidemic globally, because it doesn't matter how much money you make. You know that by seeing certain celebrities, you see them being stalked, and whether in marriages or single, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter if you're African American, Caucasian. It transcends all of that. Religions, Muslims, Christians, atheists. It happens to anybody. right? Globally, right? And I appreciate having the opportunity to come and just speak on it, because it needs to be said. We're doing something called IPV, which is Intimate Partner Violence 365. I'm trying to ramp up talking about this on college campuses. And on October the 28th, I'm a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Yep, okay. Doing an event with my sorority sisters up at Bowie State University, and I will be representing the House of Ruth Maryland Storytellers. House of Ruth will be there, Bowie State University Campus Police, and we're just going to talk about that, what it means to be a bystander, what you can do, what healthy relationships look like, what unhealthy relationships look like. And what I find is that when we do events like this, people will come up to me afterwards and say, man, I didn't think I was in a toxic relationship, but now I got to kind of look at some things because I didn't know it was that multifaceted,
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we're doing. And I don't know if you guys know this, but my soror is the state's attorney, Prince George's County, Aisha Braveboy. She just made sure that it was a law that strangulation is now a felony, right? And you would think that should have been a felony,
Right.
but people hadn't been thinking in that vein. That's
I'm
why
kinda
you have
surprised.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Strangulation is now a felony.
Can
Okay.
you kind of let everybody know your handles and where they can reach out to you and stuff like that?
Yes, you can reach me, and I'm Dannie Dee. You can reach me on Instagram at Divine Connection 7, and that is connections with a Z at the end, Divine Connection 7. And DM me. I'm also available for, if you have an event at work, domestic violence awareness event, because domestic violence in the workplace is huge. If you're looking at in the news lately, women and men get stalked on their job, killed at work, co-workers get killed. So we do that as well, speaking to various corporations. It could be your civic association, whatever group that you may have, men's group, women's group, Bible study group. I've also done a series called Domestic Violence in the Bible that I do at church, because domestic violence is not new. It dates back to biblical times when you're looking at Hamar and Absalom and Sarah and Abraham. So it's not new, right? So I just have different ways that I speak to different groups about domestic violence awareness.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we
Yeah,
definitely
okay.
appreciate the work that you're doing out there. And, the
Yeah.
bystander training is something that's really interested in me. I didn't know that existed. And so I'm gonna definitely look into that and, really appreciate the work you've been doing. I've been knowing you've been doing this for years. I've known your husband for over 20 years. So I know
I
the great
know,
work you're
right?
doing out there. Yeah, I know, right? Time flies. But thanks for coming on, Danny. Appreciate you
Thank you.
giving us some insight on what's going on in the Domestic Violence Awareness Month and what you're doing out there in the community, because you're doing some great stuff out there.
My pleasure. My
So,
pleasure.
so we're gonna move on. We do a recap of our picks from last week, and then we
Mhm.
make some picks for the upcoming week, which is week 8. So, I'm sure you went through the picks and you made some of your picks, right, to join in the competition
Yeah,
here.
I got a little something,
Okay, all right. Well,
yeah.
we're gonna go over our recap, right? So
Hmm.
I'm gonna
I'm
kind of
gonna
spoil
fight.
things. So Don Juan and I went 9-4. I'm not gonna
Fire.
mention the other person that went 5-8.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
hey, Marv, but you know what? He wasn't here to like piggyback off of us, because
I
I
know,
think
right?
I think he be
Well,
piggyback.
first of all, Marvin took my picks the first week, and you know what I mean. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough week. Every
Yeah.
game I've chosen, they've won in the third quarter, fourth quarter comes, they lose. So
Mm.
it's okay.
So
That's how
yes,
it's
so
feeling.
he sent me his picks in advance. As soon as I saw him, I went the direct opposite from those picks. I said,
Right.
no.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah,
I'm
oh,
sure
I
you
did.
did.
So looking at last week, right? We had the Saints and the Cardinals. We all picked the Cardinals. Even I picked the Cardinals. It's like we staying. So I'm gonna just.
Well, actually, you guys play the Cardinals pretty tough historically lately, but not this year, I guess.
You think? Okay.
Usually, well, back in Drew Brees days. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, back in the Drew Brees days. Yeah, I mean, we're long past those days. All right.
Yeah.
So we had the Ravens at home against the Browns. We all picked the Ravens there. So, not a bad start. We're all 2-0 with our picks, right? Starting off pretty good. And then came the Panthers and the Bucks, right?
Mm.
Oh man.
No way the
Oh,
Panthers win this game with a third string quarterback and an interim head
Mm.
coach, right? Who would ever
oh
thought that?
man.
And then we saw Tom Brady. I mean, he doesn't
Mm.
even look the same. His hair's no longer gelled back. You know, he
Mm.
he doesn't have the
got a
fresh
beard.
shave anymore. The beard is there. He just doesn't look the same
Yeah.
anymore.
At
He
all.
haven't slept. He haven't been sleeping lately.
Right.
He said,
And
"Slap."
did you hear him say this week that he's considering not retiring? Did you hear
Oh,
about that?
really? We got to find something to
Yeah,
do now.
He's
Hey, who
thinking
that?
about coming back next year.
Ooh.
Tom
look,
Brady.
look, look at this look on his face.
Yeah,
He's like,
thinking
why?
about coming back.
Well, well, I sure hope him and his wife work out things. 'Cause, I mean, he doesn't
I
even look the
know.
same. Because I mean, even without the makeup, his hair slicked back, he just doesn't look confident.
I
For the
know.
sake
I
of the
know.
NFL, yeah.
I like confident Tom. So
I
Yeah,
know.
I know.
yeah.
I know.
All right, let's
Confident
Crazy.
confident Tom. Yeah. So all right, looking at the next game here, we had the Bengals and the Falcons. So Don Juan and I went with the Bengals, and we chose right. And Philosophical went with the Falcons. So this was
I
one
went
you
with the
got wrong.
Falcons.
Yeah.
I went with the Falcons.
You rolled with the Falcons. That was your bold pick. I get why you did it.
Yeah, I had picked the Bengals for 2 weeks in a row and they lost. So,
Yeah, but the Bengals look strong. The Bengals look strong.
They
So
look good. They
they
look
look
good.
good.
They look good.
All right.
They look a little bit too good. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got.
But didn't Chase get hurt? Didn't Chase get hurt?
Oh, I don't know. Did he?
I don't know. And they say David hurt pregame because he looked a little slow out there, but.
All right, going on to the next pick, we had the Cowboys, Danny's favorite team, against the Lions. The Cowboys were home. No, I'm kidding. And all right, so we all went with the Cowboys. I think this one was easy, even though the Cowboys kind of struggled with the victory. I was a little shocked by that. And then going on to the next game, we had the Jaguars at home against the Giants. I'm the only one that went with the Giants, and I got it right.
And Jaguars were beating the bad too.
Yeah.
The Jaguars were beating the bad.
Yeah.
So
Jaguars were beating. They were beating them 17-3.
Wow. Do they get a participation trophy for that?
Ooh.
Do they get a one under the
How you really
almost column?
feel? How you really feel?
I tell you, you go 10-6 one week and you just.
do they get credit for that? I mean,
Say less.
Is there a one in the almost column?
Teams are choosing. The Giants just come back and win.
I mean, hey, look, the Giants won. That's all that matters, man. So moving on to the next one.
They gave up 10 in the fourth quarter. I mean, them boys fell apart, man. They fell apart.
That's what I said. I like the Jaguars, but they're a young team and they just don't know how to win. They know how to play a complete game, right? So they're still learning how to win.
Agree with that.
And I think probably next year they'll come to farm. So
yeah.
So looking at the next one, we had the Titans at home against the Colts, and this was an interesting game. I know Don Juan picked the Colts, but this is interesting because Matt Ryan got benched. He is benched for the rest of the season.
I know, right?
An MVP quarterback benched.
Man, he was stealing for a lot of years.
I told you, Marvin, the Colts will be the worst team in the NFL. I told you this.
But just think about the Colts. The Colts, they took Carson Wentz, and then now they had Matt Ryan. I mean, how many backup quarterbacks they going to take? Why don't you just go to the draft?
Right.
But I think they're getting ready. I think they're getting ready to really take the rest of the season. They're probably going to fire the coach, fire the GM, and they're probably going to rebuild the season.
See, right. That's what you're supposed to do. Sweep it on out the door.
I think
they haven't drafted the quarterback since Andrew Luck.
No, they have. The quarterback that started now was drafted by the Colts.
Well,
and so,
I'm talking about, in the first round. Sam Ellinger was drafted in the 6th round. Come on now,
I don't know if it was the 6th round, but they should finally give the guy a chance. He should have been starting with Wentz with there. to see what you got in him. So I think there's a good team around him. They got a really good defense. They got one of the best running backs in the league. So he got everything that's friendly to him. So let's see what he got. I mean, Matt Ryan been stinking it up for the last couple of years. You know, he's old. His time has passed.
Yeah, that's the same thing they try to do with Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, I picked the Titans. And I got it right.
That's not a bold pick either.
No, it's not a bold pick. But we're gonna go to Don Juan's bold pick here. I gotta straighten out the paper here because this was pretty interesting. And I kind of looked at him with the side. I like you picking the Washington football team's Commanders over the Packers.
That's what I'm saying.
Really?
But don't act like we haven't been competitive with them before. Come on now.
Yeah,
well, I don't know the history.
Competitive with the Packers. They're usually competitive with the Packers. It's always a close game. It's always a close game. But I didn't think Aaron Rodgers could play this bad.
Thank you, Philosophikal.
But Danny, this is what caused Don Juan to change his pick because he was going with the Packers too, and I said, "Did you know Carson Wentz is out and Taylor Heineke is starting?" He said, "Oh, I'm going with the Commanders." I get you.
That's right. I see what he did in the playoff.
You remember what he did against the Bucks. So
yes,
I think he's a solid quarterback. He's probably a bridge quarterback to get you to some rookie quarterback that comes in.
I think he's more than that. I think he's more than that. Yeah,
I think he needs just some more development.
I think he's a bridge.
Hey, so everybody underestimates mobility.
Yeah.
For a, you don't have to have a solid line if your quarterback is
He's not accurate though.
He is accurate.
What good is being accurate from a pocket getting sacked? Tom Brady.
I know.
I know. Yeah, well, let's talk about the Packers. Let's talk about the Packers for a few seconds. I want to hear your thoughts on this, Diane, on the Packers.
So I think Aaron Rodgers is failing himself. He doesn't want to coach, teach, and mentor. I got into that. He refuses to coach, teach, and mentor.
Well,
he refuses to.
Yeah.
Well, you're not he is the LeBron James of football.
Well, I think it's more than that. I think it's more than that. Let's go back to the beginning of the season or the end of last season. Aaron Rodgers wanted out of Green Bay. He's not motivated to play for them. He doesn't want to be there. And they kind of, restructured his contract to kind of make this his final year in Green Bay to see if they can make it work out. And obviously, it's not working out because you can't play this game unless you're motivated to play this game.
Right.
Just go out there. I don't care how good you are. And you can think back to like Barry Sanders. He quit because he wasn't motivated anymore. So, I think that's what's happening with Aaron Rodgers. He wants out of Green Bay, and San Francisco is probably sitting there waiting for him. That's just I'm making that prediction right now.
You think San Francisco?
They can't trade him now, though, Marvin. They can't trade him now.
I didn't say trade him now. I'm talking about next year. Because they
can't trade him next year. He's making $50 million next year.
No, they restructured his contract where this could be his last year there. He can leave. He's a California.
Making a move.
He's a California.
Making a move, getting rid of Trey Lance.
Yes.
Oh.
Trade him to Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Hell yeah. You got a Super Bowl team with McCaffrey behind him? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'll do it.
McCaffrey, and he got
Debo.
Debo.
Hold on. Debo, yeah. And what did they give you last week? Continue.
Well, let's move on. All right. So we had the Broncos at home against the Jets. We all went with the Jets. That was a good pick. The Jets are looking good.
I think Russell Wilson got borderline benched. I think he borderline got benched.
He's too big to get benched. That Walmart money. That Walmart money.
Do you see how bad he's been playing?
Yeah,
I think he borderline got benched.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, but
he's gonna be playing in London.
But they got a lot of money invested in him, so they might be trying to work some things out because he's gonna have to play. They stuck with him.
Yeah, they stuck with him. For the next 5 years.
And Pete Carroll's over there having fun.
Oh, having a good time.
with Geno Smith.
Hey, he going through like 5 packs of chewing gum a game.
Right.
Exactly.
Sit there on the sideline dancing the Sierra songs.
I know, right?
And all
Having a
that.
good
Oh my
time.
goodness.
Yeah.
Looking at Russell and Sierra like deuces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we had the Raiders at home against the Texans. So Don Juan and I went with the Raiders. Philosophical went with the Texans. The Raiders won.
I don't believe in the Raiders. I just
Okay.
don't believe in the Raiders. I just don't. And I thought the Texans were gonna upset them, but okay.
Yeah, the Texans are just not a good football team.
They're not.
They're not. And I like Lovie Smith, but I think he's over his head.
I think he's a coordinator.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's a good head coach. What do you mean?
Yeah. Oh man, go.
I think he's a coordinator, man. Not a job like this.
Well, this is a rebuilding job. You got to give the guy more than just the 1 year.
Yeah.
This is his first year. You don't give him a good quarterback.
It's gonna take him 3-4 years to rebuild that team, Marvin.
That's about right. That's about right. You got to give him
nothing.
3 years.
They got nothing, man.
Exactly.
He said they got nothing.
They don't. And so that's why you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because he has nothing.
Right.
You left him nothing. You traded away Deshaun Watson, and you gave him Davis Mills.
Hey, that Dewan Watson, that was a good fire sale.
That was a good fire sale.
It was.
But he got a chance to build this team next year.
Yes, he does.
So we'll see. You judge him next year. Judge him next year. Give him a chance.
I can't judge him next year either.
Why not? Because he's gonna get fired.
No, he's gonna have a bunch of
Dang.
rookies.
He rebuilding.
I think he'll be good. He'll get another shot.
next year.
Because I think they're competitive. They're competitive. They're not. I don't think he's lost the team. So we'll see.
No.
All right. Going to the Chargers. The Chargers were at home against the Seahawks. Geno and Pete looking good there in Seattle.
I didn't see this happening.
Well, yeah. I was surprised that you picked the Chargers here because you normally, I thought you really on the side of the Seahawks. So Don Juan and I went with the Seahawks. You went with the Chargers.
Do you see that rookie running back they got over there balling?
Yes, Walker.
Walker.
Yeah.
Woo!
Man.
Killing it.
Fantasy league nightmare that everybody kept on the bench.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because the main running back got hurt. I forgot his name. Carson, I think, got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to that next game.
All right. So the next game we had the 49ers at home against the Chiefs. This one shocked me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Man. The 49ers are good at home. And I thought they would be more competitive. They weren't competitive. Not the fact that they didn't win. They weren't even competitive.
And they beefed up.
Yeah, and then they beefed up.
The Chiefs are a lot more balanced. They got a better defense this year. And they
No. They're no defense. They play flag football out there. They play flag football out there.
Mahomes is out to prove a point. He was like, okay, all y'all saying all I can do is with Tyreek Hill. That dude is out there proving a point right now.
So Mahomes is playing great offense, but that defense sucks. But the one thing that defense knows is that when we play, we are up 21. So I ain't got to worry about you running that ball no more.
Wait a minute. They still held their own against the Bills. Come on now. They still held their own against the Bills. Come on now. They get letting teams just put
listen, at halftime, it was 14-13, and then they went up, scored 14-3 deficit, in the third quarter. So they blew them out. So I'm sitting in the fourth quarter, and guess what I'm doing? I'm just playing passing lanes. I ain't worrying about nobody running no more. So guess what those defensive ends doing? They pinning their ears back. That defense sucks.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
So the next game, we had the Dolphins at home against the Steelers. Don Juan and I went with the Dolphins. Philosophical went with the Steelers.
Why?
I'm on the Kenny Pickett trail, but right now,
Get over
I
it.
predict. Yeah, I gotta get off that train.
I
I gotta get
got
off that train.
Mm.
Because I thought Tua was still gonna be hurt. I didn't think Tua would come back this week because it was questionable. But he
Well,
came back. And,
Beasting.
and look them boys up.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
out there playing. They Steelers out there playing flag football too.
Oh yeah. I think the Steelers are playing for a top pick. So
Yeah,
all
which
right.
is smart. Smart.
All right. The last game, I think we all got it wrong. The Patriots were at home against the Bears, and the Bears blew them out.
Because I'm gonna
Shocker.
tell you, he didn't. He went there and started that man. I should have been a Jones when he should have went with Zach.
Yeah. He said he wanted to do a 2-quarterback system. He should learn from our system that doesn't work.
You ain't in college. You ain't in college.
As
Hey, that
no,
man got his check.
Well, what do you think's gonna happen now?
with Zap and Mac Jones?
Yeah.
Hey, Zap starts.
Zap starts. I mean,
Okay.
Bill Belichick is showing you that
That's
that's
a
his
no
guy.
brainer.
That's his guy. Yeah.
Mm.
So okay, all right. Let's move on to the Week 8 predictions. All right, we're gonna get Danny's picks in here. So I'm telling you now, you make some crazy picks here. You know, we're gonna talk about you next week.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. I'm gonna do my best.
There are some bad games this week. Oh my
Facts.
goodness.
Yeah.
There's some terrible
Facts.
games this week.
We're
There are
gonna
some
talk
terrible
about
games
you.
this week.
Yeah. So I hope your mom's not listening to this. So
I got your back. I got your back. Don't let these bullies get at
Thank you, Philasophikal.
you.
all right. All right.
See,
So
let's see you gonna be disrespectful with the first game.
Okay. Let's hear it. You told the Ravens Bucks.
Ravens, Bucks at home.
Hold on, and I'm gonna help you out. So I'm gonna give you some history because I know a lot of people not history buffs. 2010, 10-17, 2014, 48-17, 2018, 12-20.
I'm going to say I keep my eye on the Ravens and I root for the Ravens because I hate the Steelers. My husband is a Steelers fan. So I'm very clear about what your division does.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going with the Ravens.
Going with the Ravens. Okay.
I'm going with the Ravens.
All right, Don Juan. I don't have to ask you. I already know where you're going.
Yeah, ask me.
Philosophical.
Where you going, Marvin? I want to hear.
I know
going,
you
Marvin.
because you want to pick what I got. You want to know what I do.
No,
Think I know something.
Oh,
Call me
no.
Mr. Cleo, you want to hear what I got to say, right?
No. I'm about to tell you my answer in a second. Go ahead.
After you hear mine. Okay, yeah. All right. So hear me out. Hear me out, Don Juan. I can't see Confident Tom losing 3 straight.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Y'all 1.5 road favorites in Tampa. Yeah, in Tampa.
Hey, Phil, if you had your camera on, you can see my face right now.
Oh, I see your face, man. Hey, you
The utter disgust.
You
The utter
gonna
disgust.
have that face too, because I'm picking the Bucks too. Ain't no way. Dude.
Ain't no way.
Okay. We're going to see.
Ain't no way Confident
Tom
Tom.
Brady.
Yeah, ain't no way.
Tom Brady over right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna give him a reason to go home.
Yep. I'm going with the Bucks.
You go
Go
okay.
Go home, check the microwave.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I got the Bucks on this one.
All right. Here's the next one. We got the Jaguars at home against Russell Wilson or his backup, the Broncos.
Oh, man.
And the Jaguars are 3-point favorite, home favorites.
This is tough right here.
This is tough. This ain't tough. I'm going with the Jaguars. This ain't tough.
Yeah, definitely going with the Jags.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going with the Jags.
Hey, I'm going with the Jags too. What's wrong with you?
This is nothing to think about. What are you talking about? The Broncos are a mess, man.
Yeah, they are.
So are the Jaguars. So are the Jaguars.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, but you got the coach jobs on the line. Russell, we don't know what he's doing.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
You got the Chubb might get traded. They got a lot going on.
Hey, don't talk about it.
Let me tell you.
I heard about
Chubb. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm going with the Broncos. Let me tell you why I'm going with the Broncos. Trevor Lawrence.
Mark it down.
Trevor Lawrence is interception prone. He is due for 2 or 3 interceptions. I'm going with the Broncos here.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm surprised to hear that from you because you were all on the Jaguars early
I've
this
been
season.
I've been on the Jaguars, man, for 2 weeks, man, and I've seen some interceptions out of Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going with the Jaguars and Vegas because Vegas is saying they're going to win by 3.
Okay, I'm going with the Broncos. And when the Broncos win, I'm going to text you and Danielle, and
Yeah.
I want to hear some.
All right. Well, fair enough.
I'm gonna,
I expect not to get your text.
Hey,
well, you won't on Facebook.
Right.
I thought it was
Danny, he's been canceled from Facebook. Him and Kanye. So yeah, I don't know what he putting on his page, but Facebook has canceled. Yeah,
he's Yeezy in the family.
Yeah, they've been canceled. I don't know what he did, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. So, all right, let's go on to the next one. We got the Falcons at home against the Panthers. The Falcons are home favorites by 5. Now, here's I'm gonna go first. So this is my division, the NFC South, right? It stinks. It really does. But you got new energy. You got new energy in Carolina. You got new energy. And you can let's go back to what Don Juan said. Let's go back to what Don Juan said. The thing that helps our offense out is an athletic quarterback. And PJ Walker is athletic. And there's some talent around him in Carolina. And he's been in that offense for about, I think, 3 or 4 years. So he knows the offense.
Speak on it.
And this is why he was able to beat the Bucks. Because he knows how to play. They just won't give him a chance because he wasn't a high draft pick. He's not 6'5", whatever. But he can run, he can throw, and they already have a good defense. I got them beating the Falcons. The Falcons.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Falcons offense.
Hey, I'm going to double down on that because I just don't believe in the Falcons. After what they just gave new life to the Bengals, they made the Bengals feel like they was going back to the Super Bowl last week. Yes, I'm like, what is really going on? Who got this joystick, man? It was just ridiculous, man. It was just ridiculous.
What you got, Danny?
Yeah, I'm feeling like you. I mean, they threw half of the top to bottom away, starting new. I like that fresh start. So I'm picking the Panthers as well.
Okay. All right, Philosophical, you got the Falcons, right?
Yeah, I'm picking the Falcons. The Falcons.
Just so you know,
PJ Walker. I like PJ Walker. I just don't. I don't see it.
Just so you know, I picked the Panthers in case you want to change to my pick.
I picked the Falcons. I'm picking the Falcons.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I got you.
It's
all right.
Ugly for you.
I'm gonna circle this as a bold pick. I think this is bold.
It's a bold pick.
It's a bold pick. It's a bold pick, Danny. It's a bold pick, Don Juan. The Falcons are 5-point favorites. The Panthers come in with a third-string quarterback and an interim head coach. They're supposed to lose this game. So, all right. So we got the Cowboys at home versus the Bears. And the Cowboys, I mean, last I checked, the Cowboys were 10-point favorites. I would assume that had to go down after the Bears game, after the Bears just blew out the Patriots last night. That number has to go down because 10 points is a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm going with the Cowboys and winning this. Okay, Danny. Yeah. Let's hear from Danny because I
don't want them to win. I don't want them to win, but I'm picking them to win because I'm feeling like Dak's got something to prove because Cooper came in and held it down while he was out. So I saw he was feeling himself. So I'm going with the Cowboys. But I hope they lose. I hope I'm wrong.
Okay. I mean, you know this is being recorded, so people can use this as blackmail on you.
Hey, look, that's why I said I hope I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I'm picking them.
Okay. All right. What you got, Don Juan?
Man, Zeke is getting that rock, and they letting Zeke eat, and that's the old Cowboys line that I'm used to seeing. So I'm gonna run with the Cowboys. Plus, I don't think that once the Bears get down, I don't think they're gonna be able to make up any type of deficit.
Philosophical?
You know what? This is going to be my bold pick, and let me tell you why.
I figured that. That's why I saved you for last.
Let me tell you why. There was a different tone of when Cooper Rush was in the game from when Dak Prescott was in the game. Dak Prescott is not getting that ball out to the receivers. Chicago's defense is flying all over the field right now. They're fighting. They're playing for their coach. If this game if this game is in the like if this game is at like the 17 the range, the Bears are going to win this game. So I'm picking the Bears to beat the Cowboys this week.
Okay.
I'm picking the Bears to beat the Cowboys this week. This is my bold pick.
I hope you're right.
I got this circled, and you know what? I get your logic on it. I like what I saw from the Bears. I don't know if they're coming into their own, or was this last game was a fluke, but they look really special this last game.
That
Hopefully
was
they put it
Justin
together.
Fields' best career game.
Yeah,
that was his best career game.
He looked good. He looked good.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick the Bears. It's going to be close, like a 17 to 13 game.
Okay, that's a bold pick. Because last I checked, they were 10 points favorites. And I think that was Monday early during the day or Sunday night. So
I'm not liking what I'm seeing out of Dak right now. That's the only reason why. And I don't think Dallas has the receivers either.
Okay, we'll see. All right, next one. Lions at home against the Dolphins. The Dolphins are road favorites by 3. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Dolphins here.
All right.
Dolphins.
What you got?
Definitely Dolphins.
Dolphins. What you got, Don Juan?
Man, Dolphins, man.
Okay. I thought you were going to go against the grain, make a bold pick here. No?
No, not with this one.
I mean,
no.
The Lions are the 4th best offense in garbage time.
I think the Lions are taking right now.
So hold on. Hold on. Because if I'm not mistaken, Tyreek Hill's hurt. But he's not out.
Has they haven't confirmed him out yet?
He's not out. So
okay. All right.
And by the way, Marvin, just to go back to the Chicago Bears, didn't I say the Bears will win 7 games this year? I told you that, right? I said that, and you were like,
it's a long season.
I said that, right? And you and last time we spoke, you were like, well, we're halfway there. I told you.
Okay,
I told you the Packers will be full
They
off this year.
haven't won 7 yet. Can we get there first?
Well, you get there.
He talking about. I told you they only got 3 wins.
I have to beat Dallas this week. That'll be 4.
Well, they have to beat Dallas first.
Okay.
We'll see. They're not winning, but anyway, we got your Vikings. They were on a bye last week at home against the Cardinals. Cardinals. Go ahead. Who you going with the Vikings?
No, I'm going with the Cardinals here.
Ooh. Oh.
DeAndre Hopkins is back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So they looked good last week.
Okay.
And our secondary is a little shaky right now. So and Kirk Cousins is not great after a bye. So I'm picking the Cardinals here. It's gonna be a slip up this week. So I'm picking the Cardinals.
What you got, Danny? Oh.
I definitely I believe in Kyle and the crew. I picked the Cardinals.
Oh wow. Okay. Don Juan?
Hey, believe it or not, the Vikings coming off a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
So as strong as they may think they are, Kirk Cousins coming off a bye week has really shown that he can execute and get the ball spinning. And right now they 5-1, so I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Okay, all right. I was getting ready to say, man, I thought I was going to be the only one here. I'm going with the Cards, and here's why. I think that the DeAndre Hopkins return and the Robbie Anderson acquisition is big for them.
I'm a little confused about that acquisition. I'm a little confused by that acquisition.
No, I think that was good. That was a good pickup for him. That guy, he's a deep threat.
Have they completely gotten rid of Marquise Brown? Is he hurt?
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, him on the field was hurt too. So same thing.
so yeah. No, I mean, I think the Cards are going to win this. I got the Cards winning this game. I thought I was going to be alone here because the Vikings are actually home favorites, 3.5 points, home favorites. So
that's where I'm going. And the Vikings have a 4-game winning streak too.
And the Vikings
coming off of a bye week.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, but we ain't playing nobody.
We'll see. Okay. All right. Let's go to this next one.
Oh, boy.
Woo!
So we
Say
have
it.
the Saints at
Mm.
home in the
Mm.
Superdome
Mm.
against the Raiders.
Mm.
We're normally really good at home in the Superdome. Normally. But lately, no. We've been bad. So it hurts my heart.
Mhm.
I got to go with the Raiders here. I gotta
You
go.
know, you know it's recorded.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They're gonna listen to that rant.
I'm supporting you.
Yeah, but look who I got here. I mean, this is
I
the
know,
man.
Breezy Breeze.
He's gone. So
Yeah.
considering who's back there, I don't even know who the starting quarterback is. They hadn't decided yet. I don't know if it's going to be
They might as well
Andy,
throw Ian Book out there.
but he's in Philadelphia. They can't. But they.
They
so,
throw,
They got rid of him.
so
I'm
I don't know if Andy pick six Dalton will be the starting or Brokeback Mountain Jameis Winston will be the start. I don't know who's starting.
if they put Hill in there,
They
I
don't.
gotcha. I
And
got
look,
y'all
and
blowing
not
them
as a
out.
tight end. And not as a tight end. You
As
got
the
to
I got
preface
y'all
quarterback.
this
blowing them
conversation.
out. I got y'all blowing them out if y'all put Hill in.
I know.
Marvin has said this before. They just refuse to put Taysom Hill back there.
They refuse to make him the starting quarterback. Now this notion that I'm hearing out of New Orleans, we seem to make up terms. Because when we had Reggie Bush, they said Reggie Bush was a satellite player. I was like, what the hell is a satellite player? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And now Taysom Hill, he's a change of pace quarterback. What the hell is a change of pace quarterback?
He finds the end zone.
He finds the end zone. Make him the starter. The history says that he's a good starter. He's 7-2 as the starter, 5-0 against division opponents. Not good enough. They love Jameis. I don't get it. So it is what it is. As long as I see, and Dalton, don't get me wrong. I think Dalton is he's fine. I just think at this point in his career, he can't carry a team. But he stabilized the offense. Jameis Winston is a mess to me. So I just don't see us winning with those guys. And quarterback matters. It's the most important position on the field. So if you can't get that right, you're going to lose. And it makes your defense looks bad because you can't sustain drives. And then when your quarterback is throwing pick sixes and giving the opposing defense, the opposing offense, the opposing team points, then there's nothing you can do. So, yeah. I went with the Raiders. And the Raiders are 2-point favorites at home. I mean, on the road. So you're going to second that, Danny?
I second that with the Raiders.
Hey, we put the third on that.
Okay. All right. Philosophical. Go with the Saints, man. Don't make me look bad here. Somebody pick the Saints.
You know what?
Andy's going to be out there, man. Mike Thomas might be there, too.
I like the Saints defense.
Oh, okay. So we're going with the Saints.
I like the Saints defense. I don't know.
The build up here, the suspense.
I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. There you go, man.
I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one.
Go with the Saints, man.
And because I went with the Saints, this game won't count against my record.
It most definitely will. But if they win, then I'm gonna give you all the credit, man. I'm gonna point to you. You the man for picking the Saints, man.
That's right.
But if they lose, I'm gonna talk bad about you. But I mean, I would pick the Saints with my heart, but up here, no, they're not winning this. All right.
Okay.
All right, we got the Jets at home against the Patriots. The Patriots are 2.5-point favorites, road favorites, but I'm gonna have to check that. I don't know it may have changed since last night. So I'm going with the Jets. What you got, Don Juan? What's that face about?
I'm going with the Jets.
You going with the Jets? Jets, Jets?
Going with the Jets.
What you got, Philosophical?
Belichick has had a history of beating the Jets. This is tough, man. This is a tough one. I don't know how for real the Jets are. I'm gonna go with the Patriots here.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
That
with the
might.
Patriots here. It's hard to go against Belichick sometimes.
Okay. All right. It is. It is. It is.
Hey,
But I think.
Marv, he tried to make up ground, and this is the wrong way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who you got, Danny?
Well, the Jets are jetting right now, so I'm going with the Jets.
Going with the Jets? What's up, man?
Now reminds you their running back is out for the season.
Well, they just traded for a running back
James
for the
Robinson.
Jaguars.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. James Robinson. Yeah.
They
Yes, I'm still gonna keep that thing. I'm still gonna go with the Jets.
You still going with the Jets? Okay. Okay. Well, no. This is good timing. This is good timing here. So the next game we got coming up, we got the Eagles at home, the Battle of Pennsylvania
Oh yeah.
at home against the Steelers. And guess what?
Yeah.
The Eagles are home favorites by
Hmm.
11
by
points.
99.
Hey, goddamn. 11-point favorites.
99
Point
points.
fair.
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
99.
Yeah.
99.
I'm going with the Eagles. Now
I'm going with the Eagles.
I'm going to ask Danny who you got. I want you to say it right there in front of his face.
Hey, listen, yeah, look, I'm gonna say this right now, and I hate to say it. The Eagles are flying high and the Steelers are stinking. I am all the way going with the Eagles, even though I hope they lose. But I want my pick to stand, so I'm going with the Eagles.
All right.
Yeah, go with the Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles.
You going with the Eagles? What you got, Don Juan?
Hey, man, I'm going with the Eagles, man. I can't stand Steelers. You really? Yes, a Baltimore Raven fan. Who you going with? This is Tate.
Yeah. So he's a Steelers fan, right? So I would tell you the funniest thing I saw when I went to Don Juan's house, right? He had a Steelers terrible towel. Right? And I walk in and the towel was by his cat's litter box. And when the cat came out of the litter box, he wiped his paws. The Steelers terrible towel. I said, "Oh, come on, man." The disrespect.
Facts.
One of the funniest things I saw.
True story.
It is a true story.
I got another. I got the one for the Baltimore Colts. You know, I got one. I wipe my rims with those. The inner part. The inner part.
The inner part. All right. Next game, we got the Texans at home against the Titans. The Titans are road favorites by 1.5. So you know I like the Titans. I'm going with the Titans. What'd you say?
I'm picking the Titans.
You're picking the Titans?
Yeah.
Danny?
Yeah. I still have love for Tanny, so I'm going with the Titans.
Okay. All right. Don Juan.
I think he's going to get benched soon, though.
I'm going with the Titans, man. I can't see the Texans. The Texans are tanking, so they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they're just stacking their chips and going to hit up this draft next year real hard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wish Lovie Smith well, but yeah, he's not winning this game. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna start with Danny on this one. We got the Colts at home. 3-point home favorites over Taylor Heineke and the Commanders. Scary Terry and the Commanders.
Well, as I said, when I refer to my risk commanders, we got a lot going on here because this is not a team rivalry, but this is an owner's rivalry game. You know that. Irsay talking trash, Daniel talking trash. So we're going to settle this with the team on behalf of the owners. And I still think that the Heineke Terry connection is going to happen, right? So I'm going to go with the risk commanders. That's what I'm going.
The risk commanders. All right.
Risk commanders.
All right. What you got, Philosophical?
I got a strange feeling historically Commanders haven't done well against the Colts. I'm going with the Colts here. This is my bold pick.
Well, it's
I'm
not a
going with the
bold
Colts
pick.
here.
It's not a
Not
bold pick
bold
because
pick. It's not bold pick if you say it's a bold pick.
yeah.
Right.
What you mean it's not a bold pick?
Well, because they're favored to win.
The Colts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're not favored to win on the show. How about that?
Not a bold pick, but okay. Don Juan, who you got?
Oh man, let's see. NFC least, they in last place. The Colts is 3-3-1. Both of these teams stink. But right now, I can say that if they got Heineke in there, I'm gonna ride with the Commanders.
All right. All right. All right. We got 4 more to go here. All right. So we got the Rams at home.
Oh, hold
against
on,
What did you
which
pick,
one?
Marvin?
Hold on, what's your pick?
Oh, I'm sorry. I picked the Commanders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My bad. My bad. I picked the Commanders. I got them beating the Colts. I don't see this rookie quarterback coming in. Well, he's not a rookie. Second-year quarterback coming in, winning this game. Even though I like the Colts, I do like the Colts. I like the surrounding pieces, but they just can't get this quarterback position right. And I think the Commanders are feeling high. They're feeling good about themselves after beating the Packers. That was a big win for them. So I got the Commanders winning. All right. So we got the Rams at home against the 49ers. 49ers are road favorites by 1.5. I'm going with the 49ers.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
What you got, Don Juan?
Man, this is a tough one right here. I ain't gonna
This
even lie to you.
is a tough one.
Cause I think 2 weeks of studying, 49ers did not look good. They on the I think they're on the 2-game losing streak right now. So
The Rams ain't looking good either.
I know. I mean, 3-4, 3-4, and 3-3. Both of these teams are terrible. I'm gonna go with the 49ers. I hope them having that speed on both on that offensive side from the backfield. I think they can do a lot coming out with those short screens
Yeah, I think
and probably lining up that running back against a
a
linebacker.
linebacker. I think he's going to have more plays for him. What you got, Danny?
Yeah, I was really rooting for Matt last year, and I'm glad he got the ring and all, but I'm gonna have to go, I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers, especially with them adding McCaffrey.
Yeah.
That kind of boosted the team for me.
All right. Philosophical. I know you're going with the Rams. You're going to go against the grain here, right?
Well, I think it's going to take McCaffrey a couple of weeks to get acclimated. I don't like Garoppolo, man. I don't think Garoppolo's that special. Man. But the Rams are surrounded by injuries on that team, man. It's tough. It's tough.
But I think the 49ers have the Rams number. I shouldn't help you out here, but I'm gonna help you out anyway.
Don't talk them off stage.
I'm gonna pick the Rams here.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, here's a stat. Here's a stat you may not know. Kyle Shanahan has beaten Sean McVay 7 times.
I know that stat. I'm aware of that stat.
He's beaten them a lot. So just wanted you to know that.
We're
gonna move on before you change your mind. So
yeah, go ahead.
We got the Seahawks at home against the Giants. The Seahawks are 3-point favorites. Yeah, it's a tough one.
No, it ain't.
I'm going with Geno.
I am too. I'm going with Seattle.
I'm going with Geno too.
Okay, we got all Genos. So do we have one more Geno?
No, I'm gonna go against the grain this time. I'm going with the Giants.
Okay.
I don't want them to win, but that's who I'm picking. I mean, Geno is holding it down, but I'm gonna go with the G-Man.
Okay.
You know that if there was an MVP race right now, Geno would win.
I never thought about that.
And you know what kind of trash Pete Carroll's going to say to Russell Wilson if they win that division?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I can see it now.
Well, we'll see. All right, moving on. We got the Bills at home against the Packers. The Bills are 10.5-point favorites, home favorites. This is easy. I'm going Buffalo. Easy.
Definitely.
Niall maybe at a conflict there.
Who'd you pick,
Definitely
Philosophikal?
I picked the Buffalo.
All right. Don Juan. Oh, okay. Sound like he going Packers. He going with Ron. Going Ron.
And here's why. Here's
Okay.
Hey, this is my bold pick. This is my bold pick. I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is the time. If you, hey, these boys are 3-4. They cannot go 3-5. And you consider yourself the GOAT.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna move on to the next pick because I don't want you to change your mind. Because like I told you before, Ron is not motivated. He wants out of cold Green Bay. He's trying to get to sunny California.
It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, he got to look himself in the mirror. And one thing what he does, one thing what he's not going to let somebody do, he's not going to let somebody embarrass him because the quarterback is the only one on the field that carries a win-loss record.
That's true. But his win-loss record is far on the win side. This one season, I think he's willing to sacrifice.
I don't think so.
All right.
What time is the game?
The game is 8:20. It's a Sunday night game.
Prime time? What? Give me the Packers.
All right. I'm circling. This is a bold pick.
If it was a 4:00 game, I would give you that. But an 8:00 game, this is national television. You crazy.
All right. We'll see. All right. Now we're going to clown you. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, give me my bold pick on this one too.
I'll give you a bold pick, and I'm gonna put a.
You can't clown him on this game.
I'm a right clown.
You can't clown him on it.
Yeah, I'm clown him on this game. The 10.5.
Give me my bold pick.
Yeah, Buffalo is 10.5-point favorites here.
Doesn't matter.
At home.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Next game. I'm writing clown next to this one.
Hey, put a smiley face beside yourself.
I'm gonna put a smiley face right here. Clown. All right. So last one, we got the Browns at home against the Bengals. I'm going Bengals. Bengals are road favorites by 3. What you got, Danny?
Yeah, the Browns are browning, so I'm going with the Bengals.
All right. Philosophikal?
Browns. Oh, I'm sorry. Bengals.
Don Juan?
I hate both of these motherfuckers.
Man, flip a coin.
Man, where my coin at? I got one too. Here's his tails, man. Somebody call it.
Heads.
Somebody call it, man. Heads. Bengals.
All right, man. You ain't no fool. All right, y'all. That's a wrap for today's show. I appreciate y'all coming on. Thank you, Danny, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to have you on again.
Yeah.
So, we'll be back next week. Peace.
Peace.